and welcome to the Morningstar series, Ask the Expert. I'm Emma Wall and I'm joined today by Morningstar Senior Fund Analyst Pete Brunt to talk about Fundsmith. Hi Pete.
Hi Emma.
There's recently been an upgrade on the Fundsmith Equity Fund. What has caused you to give the highest accolade of gold to this fund?
With regards to timing, some could argue that we've been a little bit late to the game. But as you know, we follow a sort of a due diligence process that we like to take our time in understanding funds thoroughly. One of the key things actually that led to the upgrade in this instance was we did a review of the parent, one of the 5 pillars that we look at. And we came out, it was neutral before, and we came out with a positive view on the parent. And that was one of the sort of leg ups that we gave in the scoring that we give. We also looked at a number of other factors, as you know, it's just one of the 5. And I think given the level of experience that Terry Smith has and the consistency that he's shown over the years that he's been managing the strategy, we decided to up the scores there too. And overall, it came out with a gold rating.
And as you mentioned, one of the P's is parent. Another one of them is performance, something that Terry has done very well on over the last few years. Having said that, there has been some accusations levied that his fund has done very well because the type of stocks that he invests in have been huge beneficiaries of the recent stock market rally and that real drive and demand for quality for individual investors. Could you then argue that perhaps, seeing as markets are looking pretty toppy in the UK and the US, should there be a market downturn, that actually you could expect the performance to also come down with that? So
it's a really good point, and it's obviously something that we have looked into extensively. Couple of things on that. Firstly, you can look to last year when there was a very strong rotation from growth stocks into value. And Fundsmith actually held up very well in that calendar year, outperforming its peers and the benchmark. Obviously, we don't look at 1 year, we're concerned by the long term. And so did a lot of work looking at similarly managed, portfolios with a similar characteristic as Fundsmith, so the quality growth type funds that typically invest in wide moat companies. And against a sub-sector of around 20-25 funds, Fundsmith still stands out as the best performer on an absolute return basis and on a risk-adjusted basis. Another thing that we consider is obviously the fund has some pretty significant sector biases, and we were looking at the performance. Is it driven by just allocation to that sector or stock selection within? And one of the impressive things about the fund is that Terry Smith has consistently managed to pick the better stocks in those sectors across the board. He has a significant amount in consumer staples, in healthcare, but actually, not only has he added value there on stock selection in those sectors, he's added it elsewhere too. Just one last thing on performance is his involvement on the Tullett Prebon pension scheme when he was CEO of Tullett Prebon, which he managed from 2003 until towards the end of 2014. Whilst he wasn't the fund manager, the day-to-day manager of that portfolio, he was the advisor on that fund, and he was heavily involved in the decisions. Now, they only change one stock a year in that fund, so it's very understandable that he wants to call that as his track record. He's got areas where he has differed from Andy Brown, who was the named portfolio manager, such as when he came out of newspapers earlier. And he actually managed to provide significant outperformance on that fund in a period where quality growth wasn't really in the sweet spot of the market. So all of these collectively is just really grown our confidence in the fund that he's able to not only produce good returns in an environment that is favourable to his investment style, but above and beyond that investment style, his stock selection is strong, and he's shown that he can add value in environments that are not so favourable.
Pete, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is Emma Wall from Morningstar. Thank you for watching.